Question: what turns an Abrams from a battering ram into an ambush predator? Not thicker armor, not a louder cannon. It's a kill chain you can't see. Drones whispering coordinates, signals sorting targets, and a tank that moves only when the math says go. Stay with me. We'll trace one convoy strike second by second, how FPVIs, artillery timing, and Bradley cover stitched a perfect trap, and show you why victory here is measured in milliseconds and data streams, not tonnage. By the end, you'll know the one link that collapses Russian logistics first. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. A 70-ton tank goes cold. 10 kilometers away, trucks start dying. That's not a ghost story. That's a clock. The problem begins with habit. Russian convoys drive like it's still a world where mass wins, long files on fixed roads, steady speed, routine gaps. Those patterns made sense when steel met steel at close range.
So getting new video out of Kharkiv where Ukrainian forces, they have ambushed a Russian military vehicle here. Meanwhile, Ukraine's deputy prime minister saying today that the country is hoping to evacuate civilians through 9 humanitarian corridors. So far, we're talking 3.2 million people have fled Ukraine since the start of the invasion. The vehicle was filled with Russian troops that were traveling there near the Ukraine-Russian border when it was intercepted and run off of the road by Ukrainian fire.
But those same lines now walk into roads the network has already drawn, tagged, and timed. The agitation isn't gunfire, it's data. A live sensor web pre-writes the ambush, so every lane, culvert, and curve is a preloaded decision point. The solution isn't to drive faster. It's an Abrams that refuses to move until the network opens a window and says, now. One burst, then silence. Old doctrine looks for the duel. Tank nose to tank nose. But the Abrams in this lane hunts logistics, not armor. Drone-fed aim points, Bradley cover, and a gun that waits for a math-proof shot. The roles flip. The support tail becomes the vulnerable head. Here's how the chain builds. FPV scouts thread the tree lines at low height, slipping past branches, slicing angles a human lookout would miss. The lead truck pops first in the feed. Then an electronic jammer shows by behavior, dirty signal, stuttered links, a box with hubris. A relay drone hangs high to hold a clean line. Pushing coordinates to a fire controller who sorts what to kill and in what order. No drama, just routing. This speed comes from fusion. Small UAVs see shape and movement. Ground observers catch noise and dust where optics can't. Signals intelligence notes which emitters switch on when the column hits the choke. Those streams don't compete. They deconflict. The list tightens to 3: jammer, fuel, command. You want the first strike to blind and dehydrate the convoy, then rip out its mouth. Think of it like a conveyor belt. Sensors slide targets down the line, one after another. The gunners don't hunt. They pick and place steel in sequence. No wasted motion, no searching, no luck. It's industrial warfare, cut to seconds. Meanwhile, the wider net sets the frame. Artillery doesn't try to end it. It builds the bracket. Rounds drop to set smoke and shock. Lanes narrow. Drivers slow, then bunch. That bunching is the gap. The Abrams sits hull down, nose on a pre-marked angle, and waits for the moment when the column loses spacing and the sight line opens. The tank is not late. It's exact.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said before he'll consider peace talks, Russia must meet one condition.
Stop shelling us, stop killing civilians.
It wants to continue to
brutalize the Ukrainian people, wants to continue to shell their cities and towns.
In the last 12 months, Russia has killed tens of thousands of Ukrainian men, women, and children.
Uprooted more than 13 million people from their homes, bombed more than 700 hospitals, and yet the spirit of the Ukrainians remains unbroken. If anything, it's stronger than ever.
The convoy senses the threat and tries to slide out of fire. FPVs nudge them back. Low hits into flanks and glass that force drivers into the lane they thought they were leaving. A Bradley snaps open with cannon fire to cut the escort vehicles, the ones meant to swat drones and spot armor. Then the jammer blinks and dies. The air goes clear. The link gets sharper. With the jammer gone, the net tightens like a drawstring. The first precision strike from the Abrams walks into the fueler. Heat and pressure take the rest of the line down to a crawl. The second round threads into a bridge choke that was already mapped. One shell at the right joint, and the road turns from path to plug. Movement ends in seconds. You don't need a kill ring around the tank. You need 2 good hits on the spine. Why did convoy tactics fail here? Because mass, speed, and comfortable spacing don't matter if the road is known and the timing is owned by the other side. How do drones turn an Abrams into an ambush predator?
Ukraine and Russia are exchanging fire on multiple fronts. Bridges are being destroyed, cities are burning, and oil depots are under attack.
All right, in other news, Russia has conducted fresh strikes on Ukraine's Zaporizhia region. Ukraine says Russian forces carried out 567 attacks over the last 24 hours.
At least 7 people were injured in a missile strike, while 2 others were hospitalized, and 23 private homes, 12 apartment buildings, and a post office suffered damage.
By turning the hunt into a queue, where the tank fires at the exact target the network serves at the exact moment it breaks cover. Why do data streams beat armor thickness? Because the best plate is the one you never test. Don't get hit. End choice before contact. This method isn't magic. It's math on a clock. Next, watch how fast the math turns into metal and what you would cut first when the list arrives. The Abrams wins by erasing choices, not by eating rounds, by feeding a convoy milliseconds that all point to wrong. Data flows and the road turns into one bad option after another. You saw it. Eyes in the air, guns in defilade, fires timed like a metronome. That's the edge command fuel jammers, cut in order, fast. What would you do? Comment your choice below. Cut the jammer first or the fueler. If you want more second-by-second breakdowns of how sensor nets and armor decide battles, subscribe. Dawn brings the next column. Engines cough awake. The net spins up again. Different road. Same clock,